Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi! My name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are going to be discussing something a little serious here, and it is diversity in divination. So I felt the need to make this video because of all of the comments that I get when I discuss or point out lack of representation. So I decided make a video on it. So I did make a script so that all of my words come out cohesive and coherent. So if you see me, my eyes drift to the side, it's because I'm reading from the script. So hopefully this will help you understand my stance and where I see things. And again, this is not to disparage, disgrace, disrespect, harm anybody. This is just me giving you the reasons why I do what I do and I say what I say. So without further ado, unfortunately, this seems to be a very polarizing topic, and I don't understand why there's so much pushback. But please know that this is not my intention to shame, disrespect, or harm anyone in this video. So meaning the commenters, the publishers, the artists and authors. I'm just wanting to explain why I continue to point out lack of diversity in the deck reviews I do on my channel. These are my thoughts and my opinions. I don't expect you to agree with them, but I do expect you to be civil and respectful in the comments. I have been receiving, and I laugh because it's so many comments about my insistence on seeing representation in decks since my very first video. And honestly, I'm really tired of having to explain myself in every single comment or giving my energy to it. The most common comments being, if you love diversity so much, make your own deck, or diversity isn't a big deal. It doesn't need to be in every deck. I respectfully disagree. So, first of all, diversity is important. Whether you see it that way, I'm here to tell you that it is. Diversity is in nature. Diversity is nature. You need it in order to thrive, to survive, okay? And it's just plain and simple. So, yes, I love diversity. Second, I don't mean just skin color when I talk about it. I'm also referring to body types, genders, hair color and styles, etc. The reason is simply because representation matters. And yes, eventually I will make my own deck, but again, I'm not mass media, so me making my own deck would be amazing, but it's not proving the point of there needing to be more inclusive decks on the market. I want to point out that every time someone leaves a comment that basically says diversity doesn't matter or representation doesn't matter, people are affected by that. You are telling strangers in your own community that they don't matter, that they don't need to see themselves in their passion and their practice. I also want to mention that divination isn't always a spiritual practice, but most people who use tarot on a regular basis are connected to spirituality. If you are a spiritual person, how can you believe or say that? We are all connected. We are all a collective. Everything is energy, and energy is in everyone. Saying someone doesn't matter or isn't a big deal goes against almost every spiritual belief. Being mindful isn't just meditation and crystal collecting. It's being aware of how you affect others with the energy you bring to the table. It's reflecting on your behaviors and how you speak to not only yourself, but to others. Are you going to be perfect all of the time? Absolutely not. We are not perfect beings. We all make mistakes, and that's how we learn and grow. We will all say or do something that will inevitably hurt someone at some point. Our best intentions can be seen as our worst actions, but being able to learn and grow is inherently spiritual. Please remember that other people read your comments, and it can cause more harm than you may realize. We live in an age where people can hide behind anonymity and say whatever they want with little to no repercussions. Please be mindful about how you choose to say your opinion. My channel and my social media are safe spaces for everyone. I do not entertain hate speech, bullying, or anything of the sort. This also goes for other religions coming into the comments and quote unquote trying to save us. There are a lot of viewers and subscribers that are currently deconstructing their religious background or their faith, and this is a space for them to feel safe and to learn. People that comment these things put my viewers and subscribers in a negative space, and that is why I felt the need to make this video. When I point these things out in an unboxing or a review video, I do so because there are people who want to know if they are being represented, if that deck feels inclusive, if that deck will feel like their very own tool. It is never to shame or degrade the author or the artist. It is simply stating facts. If you like your decks a specific way, that's awesome, and you have every right to do so. I'm asking you to use common decency and respect for your fellow community that may like or need something different. Me pointing out lack of representation takes nothing away from you. It doesn't mean you have to like what I or others like. My videos are showing you what you get out of a deck, and I state my own opinions. You then get to take what you see and decide if that deck is for you. You can comment on the art style, the way the deck is made, put together, card stock, how the guidebook is, but can we stop acting like diversity and inclusivity and representation isn't important? If this irritates you so badly, if this annoys you so much that I point this out, this channel might not be for you. Divination is for everyone. Tarot is for everyone. Everyone can utilize their own intuition and hone it to become a wonderful reader. If that is the case, then everyone needs to shine in a modern art style deck. Visualization is a tool we use in readings, and if you don't see yourself being represented in the deck you are using, it can be difficult to read with, disheartening, and it can be frustrating. For example, if you read with clients, your clients will connect to the reading if they see themselves represented in the cards shown to them. They can understand the reading more if they see themselves there. They can then visualize. Likewise, when beginners are starting out, they can relate to the deck and feel like they belong in this practice. It's that simple. Just as we are seeing more representation in the media, we need to see it in our decks as well. So let's talk about modern decks in this modern era. We already know that decks from years ago and the past aren't well versed in any form of representation. There might have been a couple decks that had some cards of people of color in them from a couple years ago, 10 to 15, but that's not it. Like, we need to do more. Modern decks should reflect the modern society. We all should see a myriad of different people grace our cards because, again, our society is filled with all of that. The This Might Hurt Tarot is a wonderful, wonderful deck of inclusivity. It has so many different people, so many different bodies, sizes, shapes, and colors, and different genders. It's just beautiful, but it's an independent deck, and quite expensive compared to mass marketed ones. We're starting to see more diversity in big publishers, but there's a long way to go. Accessibility will always be important, and many people cannot afford independent decks. So it is necessary to have mass-produced decks that include everyone. Before you pull the whataboutisms with the different cultures and not having white people in them, I'm going to stop you. So decks based on specific cultures like the African Goddess Rising deck or the Firefox Kitsune deck. I'm probably not saying that correctly. I do apologize. These are not what I'm talking about. These are based on beliefs of that specific culture. So no, there wouldn't be any white people in them. The opposite is true when we talk about like Celtic, ancient Celtic decks and that sort of a thing. So like the Universal Celtic Tarot here, these aren't the same as modern decks. These aren't decks based on the society that we currently live in. So that argument isn't true, and I really dislike seeing that in the comment section. So let's talk about fantasy decks, the ones that feature fairies, mermaids, witches, vampires, etc. If the deck isn't culturally based, we should see so much diversity. There is no quote unquote correct skin color for a fantasy character. A great example of representation of this comes from the Messages from the Mermaids Oracle, which I don't have on me, but I highly recommend you check out that unboxing video. They're just mermaids vibing. Every skin color, body type, it's beautiful. We as a community need to lift each other up. We need to support authors and artists and publishers who celebrate inclusivity and diversity. In capitalism, we vote with our dollar. By purchasing more diverse decks, you are telling people what you want to see in your tools. There is no reason why we can't have more amazing representation in our tools. I don't have the biggest platform in this community, but I will do what I can to make sure we are all seen, validated, and able to enjoy our practice without feeling like outcasts. And I will also like to point out that authors, artists, publishers, they do watch these videos, they do read the comments, and it's a fantastic way for you to let them know what you want to see. I've seen a lot of people comment, not enough diversity in this deck, it's not for me. There could be so much more diversity, I wish there was, I'm not going to buy it because of this. They read that and then they go back and they, discuss it. That's one way as a community we can come together. Like, we can make sure that we call it out, or that we praise it when we see it. All right, so that was a lot. If you have made it this far, thank you for caring. I really do believe divination is for everyone, and everyone can do it. I don't have all the answers. I'm not an expert on anything, but I sure know that when people start gatekeeping, it never ends well. We are all learning and adapting in life, so I hope this can be a moment for that. The world can use more love, and I hope you feel like you are welcome here. I love you and I like you. Please let me know if this video helps. If hopefully I have been respectful, because that was my only intention. You should feel included. You should feel seen. You should be able to use a deck and see yourself in it, or see your family members or your best friend, your partner. You should be able to feel included in a deck. So hopefully I have answered the questions, but again, these are my thoughts and my opinions. I will continue to call out the lack of diversity if it is needed. Like I said, certain decks will probably not have the need for that. That being said, thank you again for hanging in there. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for supporting me. Speaking of support, don't forget to check out the description box where I have my Linktree link. It'll provide all of my social media links, as well as my Etsy shop where I do private readings, and my merch store. As you can see, I am wearing, let's see, my new design of Everyday I'm Shuffling. This is my favorite shirt now to wear in the summer. It's more of a retro style. So I am excitedly wearing it every day. No. So check out all of those links in the description box. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. Thank you so much for having this talk with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.